Hello everyone, this is Tucker Miller here again, and tonight, like I said, I'm going to be continuing reviewing every single Pixar film leading out to Inside Out 2. So, like I said, my next movie review will be on Cars. Came out in 2006. So, plot of this movie is we got this famous race car named Lightning McQueen, who was voiced by Owen Wilson. And then he won the Piston Cup, and then there was a freeway tied between the King, aka Dinoco, and Chick Hicks. So he has to go on a trip to California, and then he went with his truck named Mac, who was voiced by John Wassenberger. So that night, both Whitney and Mac fell asleep, and there were a few cars, and then they decided to mess around, and Mac's truck accidentally opened, and then Whitney McQueen was left in the middle of the road. So then Whitney woke up, and then he went to this town called Radiator Springs. He caused damage to the road and all that, so he got arrested, and yeah. And then he meets up with this rusty tow truck named Mater, voiced by Larry the Cable Guy. And then Whitney got sent to court, where he meets Doc Hudson, this character, voiced by Paul Newman, rest in peace. And he also met this character, Sally, who was voiced by Bolly Hunt, or Bunny Hunt, I should say. So, yep. Bunny Hunt, so, yep. So, yeah. Doc Hudson will not let Lightning McQueen go until he fixes the road. So, it's up to Lightning McQueen to get to. Is up to Lightning McQueen to. Okay, sorry. I apologize. So it's up to Lightning McQueen to fix the road and get to the waste in California, and that's basically what the plot is. Now, what do I have to say about Cars? I'll say I like this movie. I actually do like this movie. I mean, sure, some people consider this one of the weaker Pixar films, but I don't think it's. I wouldn't put this as my top favorite Pixar movies, but it's still an enjoyable one, nonetheless. So, yeah. Now let's talk about the characters, shall we? Lightning McQueen, I mean, sure, he can be sometimes be a jerk, but he's a pretty cool character. I do like Lightning McQueen. He's a great character, and Owen Owen Wilson did a really good job playing him. Doc Hudson is another really good character. Even though he's kind of he him both him and Whitney did not got along with each other at first, but and then I believe this is Luigi, or what's his name again? The yellow car. Oh, Luigio, and trying to think what this guy's name is. They're both great characters. Sally is a great character as well. Mac Mac is a great character as well. I do like Mac. Yet this John Ratzenberger did yet another great job in this movie. Yep, like I said, he's in pretty much in every single Pixar film. And then, yeah. And my favorite character from this movie is this character, Mater. Like I said, voiced by Larry the Cable Guy. I absolutely love Mater. He's just a funny character. Like, dadgum. Love Mater. He cracks me up. So, yeah. So that's what I can say about the... And Chick Hicks... he's a decent villain, I guess. I'm not sure if I would consider him as a villain, but he is a bully. But yeah. So yeah, let's talk about the cast. Even though I went over the cast before, I went over the cast while I was just talking about the characters. Owen Wilson, like I said, did a fantastic job as Lightning McQueen. Larry the Cable Guy, of course, was very funny as Mater. Paul Newman did a great job too. Great job as Doc Hudson. Weston R.I.P. Paul Newman, which we all know Paul Newman died back in 2008. So we can explain why Doc Hudson was not in any of the sequels. So yeah, I'll review on the sequels at some point. But for now we're talking about the first film. So yeah. Yeah, Paul Newman was great. And then, yeah, John Ratzenberger as Mac. What do you expect? He did a fantastic job in every single Pixar film. Would I consider this is his best film that he ever did? No. That will still have to go to Ham from Toy Story. So, yeah, Ham the Piggy Bank from the Toy Story movies. I think that's his best character he ever did. But yeah. So yeah, Bonnie Hunt did a really good job as Sally, which we all know Lightning McQueen's love interest. And yeah. So yeah. That was a pretty... So yeah, that's what I can say about the cast. Now let's talk about like I said, the story is good. The animation is is really good. What do you expect? It's Pixar. All Pixar movies have really good animation. So yeah. Now, what's another thing I can say about this movie? Oh, let's talk about some scenes in this movie. And I really like the scene where they went something like cow tipping. Oh, bulldozers, I think. Yeah, bulldozers. Bulldozer tipping. beam. that was very funny with White, and then this scene right here where Lightning and Mater were running, screaming, and yeah, that was a very funny scene. Was another great scene in this movie. The beginning scene was really good. I like. So yep. What another thing I can get through my head? Hmm. Let's think. Oh, I know a pretty good scene. I really like the scene where Lightning McQueen was racing and he got trapped in the cactuses, which you probably know what scene I'm talking about. And Mater has to come and get him, told him. That was a pretty funny scene. So yeah, those are the scenes I can think of in my head. So yeah. Now let's talk about is now let's so I'll say this. I didn't really watch this movie excessively as a kid. I watched a bit of it, but I didn't liked it as much I did with Toy Story and yeah, obviously I didn't like this movie as much I did with Toy Story and Monsters Inc. and Finding Nemo and Ratatouille, but yeah. Back then when I was younger, I was more of a Toy Story person than Cars. But I didn't mind Cars. But like I said, I was more interested in Toy Story back then. So, yeah. I do have some memories with this film. Like I would I would play Cars on Disney Infinity. Like, I yeah, I used to play the Cars playset on Disney Infinity a few times. I haven't beaten it, but I remember playing it. But yeah, I do know my stepbrother loves this movie. That's like one. That's his like absolute favorite movie when he was a kid. He was so yeah. I do like the like I said. I do like this movie, but I wouldn't put it anywhere in my top 10. But I still like this movie. I like it. So yeah. And this DVD is in really good condition as well. I did watch this DVD on Sunday night. And I did got this if you see my update, I did got this DVD very recently. We in this cool gift set that is exclusive to Best Buy, which is pretty cool. And it comes with the die cast. But yeah, I just took the movie out because I need to watch it so I can do the review. Give it a rewatch. And after we watching this film a couple nights ago, it still holds up. So yeah. And is there anything else I can say about this movie? Huh. The sequels are pretty good. I do like the sequels. I know. I do like. I'm not gonna lie. I do like. My favorite Cars movie is the second one. I know. Unpopular opinion, but I actually do enjoy Cars 2. I know. Unpopular opinion. But you know. I'll explain it when I review on Cars 2. I'll do a review on Cars 2 and Cars 3 some other time. But there's a lot more. I need to get a few movies done. Like I said, I'm reviewing all the Pixar films in order when they came out. So yeah. Like I said, this movie came out in 2006. I did not see this movie in theaters. I didn't see this film in the theater because I guess I was just too young to go, even though I was 1 year old, which is still kind of young, but which that's still kind of too little. But you know, this movie, I turned 1 year old in October 2005, and then Cars came out in June, on either June 8th or June 9th of 2006. And this is the very first Pixar film to be, I want to say this is the very first Pixar movie to get a June release. Which we all know nowadays, Pixar films are usually released to June. So yeah. So pretty cool. Pretty interesting. Now, back to what I'm saying. This movie came out in June of 2006. I was still 1 year old, and I would be 2 years old in October of 2006. So yeah. This movie came out when I was like 2.5 years old. So yeah. So yeah. Is there anything else I can say about this movie? Hmm. I don't I don't have anything else to say about it actually. So yeah. So I give, after we watching this film 2 nights, a couple nights ago, I give this film an 8 out of 10. 10. I do have some flaws with this movie, unfortunately. Like, a couple of flaws I had with this. One flaw is how Lightning McQueen and Doc did not get along at first and all that. Yeah, that was that was one of the flaws. And the other flaw I had is I don't understand this. This film is like, does it say I Oh, it does. So, this film is an hour and 16 minutes. That long of a movie? I mean, this film is actually like the two most longest Disney Pixar films. The other one being Incredibles 2, which I will be reviewing on Incredibles 2 at some point. So, yep. Yeah, this movie is actually kind of long. Like, wow. It didn't have to be that long. But other than that, this movie is pretty good. So, yeah. Oh, I do have another thing to say. The soundtrack. Yeah. The soundtrack is really good, including the song Life is a Highway, which is pretty cool. Which is a popular song. Which I believe this song, Life is a Highway, was released before this movie. You know, life is a highway, I want to ride it all night long. Yeah, that song. Which you probably know that song. So yeah. So yeah, that's what I can say about... That's what I can say. Like I said, I give this movie an 8 out of 10. I do have a couple of flaws with it. Which, like I said, how Lightning McQueen and Doc did not got along and all that, and at first, and the film is kind of too long, but yeah. But other than that, is a pretty good movie. So yeah. So that's it for my review on Disney Pixar's Cars, and stay tuned for my next review, stay tuned for my next Pixar movie review, which will be on Ratatouille. So until then, see you next time, and ka-chow!